While you were all having lots of fun last week with the Roland drum lab during our lecture, you might have noticed that I was running around with a video camera and also a nice SLR, digital SLR that I've got, taking some footage. And the reason that I was doing this is because I wanted to show, give you an idea how quickly it is to throw together summaries of that kind of event just by chucking together lots of bits of footage. Also, you know, that this is not just work that you could do yourself to maybe make summaries of learning stuff for kids, but also stuff that you could create, or you could get kids to create as projects, summaries of projects. So here we go. I'm in iMovie, which I have to say is not my favorite video editing program, but I'm just going to use it because it is very useful for just throwing together little bits of stuff. But any video editing program nowadays worth its salt will let you do this, and there are even a few free ones online if you dig around. So I've started a new project there. I'm in the project library and I've imported my footage down here at the bottom. So if I press play,
so once you put one hand over here,
oh, I selected the wrong lot. Here we go. There we go. There we go. I've got bits of footage. Now normally you'd spend a bit of time choosing what the best footage is here, but I don't have time because I just want to do this all very much on the hop. So let's just get somewhere the piano is moving around. And I'm going to piano? The camera is just moving around. I'm going to very deliberately just choose fairly short bits of video. In fact, I'm going to zoom in down here because I don't want to accidentally get too big bits. You can hear the audio as I pull around over it. Try and get a few of you in there. Let's just grab a bit of this video. And so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get some contrasting footage. The reason that I'm choosing all very short little bits of video is because that will look good together in a sort of quickly mashed together kind of situation. Anywhere where there's a pan or a zoom will also look really good. There's some of Attila showing us how the Jam Hub works. I'll just grab a little bit more, see if I can find some different drummers down here. Oh, there's some of the gear. That'll be a nice little shot of one of the drums. And this is a nice little shot of the little console that they had there. So we'll chuck that in. Oh, and there's a little shot. Yeah, get some of the gear in there. It's all good. And you can see it's telling me here that there's 22 seconds in total so far. And there we go. There's more. Few of you working there. Oh, there's a nice close-up there. That's good. Whoops. Da-da-da. I'll get there eventually. So we're just chucking this in. You can go away right now. And just see if I can find a couple more of you. Oh, it looks like I've got a good selection. Okay. Alright. Did that one go in? I don't think it did. Alright, we'll just chuck it in there. Okay, so I think I've got a little bit there, 27 seconds. Now, I also had some photos that I captured, and I put those into my iPhoto. I could just drag these in off the desktop. Let's see if I can spot a few good ones. There were some nice close-ups towards the end, I think. Maybe that one. And some of these were pretty good. Oh, these were pretty good, and that was pretty good. Yeah, I can't really remember, but anyway, I'm just show you how easy it is to just throw in some photos. Just chuck these in here. And so the last thing we need to do now to make a decent project, let's see how long this is now. Okay, 51 seconds, so we're getting close to a minute. That's good enough for a summary movie. So we should put something on the start, some titles for instance. So just find a title that we like the look of. Lens flare, that's pretty sexy. So I'm going to drop that in. It's going to ask me what kind of background I want. I'm going to go for stars, and then I'm going to say Roland Drum Lab at UWS, and I'm going to do some outro as well. Probably pick the same style to be consistent, and again I'll choose stars, and I'll say thanks to Nick and Attila from Roland for visiting us at us on the #UWSM Teach Great. Alright, so done there. Last few things that we can do is, might be a little bit fun to put a few transitions in here. I don't know if you've ever played around with these kind of things, but a cross dissolve will always look good. It's good to use a different number of dissolves to get a sort of professional look, but don't go for the Star Wars episode 5 effect of having a different kind of transition every single time. He was then stuck in the position, Mr. Lucas, that he had to carry on using them all the time. And you don't have to use a transition every time, you might just leave some of them without transitions here. Another thing that iMovie is going to do for me automatically with the photos is that it's just going to pan over them as they play. I'll just show you one here. So it gives the idea that the photo is kind of moving even though it's a still, which is kind of nice. Alright, and last but not least, now we want to actually export that. So I'm just going to go to export the movie. It doesn't really matter what size at this point. In GarageBand, I can choose either a movie new project or a podcast. I'm going to choose podcast for a simple reason. It's going to provide me with my voiceover track ready to go. So I can give it a name, save it, and once I'm in here, I'm going to drop the movie in. Now, I don't need the photo viewer. If I drop the movie in at this point, it's going to tell me that it needs to be a movie project, and that's okay. The reason that I've set that up is because I started this off as a podcast project, it's now got my nice male voiceover track set up ready for me, so it's just saved me a couple of minutes. Now this is the sound off the original film. Have a look at this.
Once you put one hand over here, one hand on the snare drum.
You hear that? The video's over here. Alright, so there's bits of video there, but I actually said that I don't want that soundtrack, so I'm going to get rid of that. And what I can do now is that I can do a little bit of a voiceover. So let's just send the playhead back to the start and hit record. This week at UWS in the MTeach classes, we had Roland visit us with their new drum lab. Now the drum lab is a cool new idea that Roland have had, which is the idea that you could actually teach lots of kids how to play the drums at the same time using a set of their electronic drums, or what they call V-drums. These are all connected together through another piece of cool Roland technology called the Jam Hub. And the Jam Hub allows you to listen to just what you're playing, or listen to the whole group at once, listen to other backing tracks that are being played to you, or to listen to the teacher's instructions and deliver the lessons as a teacher. So we learned lots about teaching drums in group situations, and we'd like to thank Nick and Attila from Roland for letting us have a muck around with their great gear. Alright, it's not perfect and it wasn't scripted, as you can tell, but that'll do. Now, behind that, it would sound pretty cool maybe if I had some drum sounds, or it's suggesting some jingles. Now, if I go over into my usual loop browser, and by default this is set to podcast, if I go to things like jingles, and I'll say just go into urban, I can find some pretty funny kind of stuff here. Yeah, very funky. So this is like Jamiroquai coming onto stage, and here's the backing music. And what it'll do is, because this is set up as a podcast, it'll actually duck my voice, or duck the music behind my voice, which means it'll make the music go quieter when I'm speaking. For example, Roland visit us with their new drum lab. Now the drum, I've recorded it onto here, so it's not working. Let's put it on the right track. Lab is a cool new idea that Roland have had, which is the idea that you could actually... Cool, huh? The other thing that, as I was saying, that might also sound good is maybe to have some drum sounds. So let's go back into my normal loop browser, and I will click on the All Drums loop, and I have hundreds and hundreds of drum loops, so it doesn't really matter which one in particular, but I would not normally be an evil person and just have the same loop over and over again. I always consider that to be a bit of an insult when I hear that. Okay, that's a pretty good one. So let's drop that and have that just to the end. Normally I would do something a little bit more creative. Alright, so there we go, we've done it. Now, what do I do to actually share the movie at the end of this? Well, I'm going to share it directly to YouTube. First I'm going to export it to disk, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube so you can watch that next. And on